This episode of LeapTV is made possible by myleaptools.com. Are you a small business owner that's wanting to operate more effectively and productively while growing your business? Well, think of MyLeapTools as a small business GPS. Go check it out at myleaptools.com. All right, today on LeapTV, I am interviewing my colleague and friend and pitch expert and master storyteller, Mr. Jeffrey Lane. Also, on the performance tip this week, I'm going to talk about how to create a winning service proposal. I'm Isabelle Mercier, and yes, this is the show that shows you that small, intentional, and consistent actions lead to massive results. Now, there's one thing that I hear a lot while working with small business owners, and it's this. It is much easier to sell other products, other people's services, than it is to sell our own. Would you agree? Precisely why I wanted to invite Jeffrey today, because we're going to talk about how to more effectively sell ourselves. Jeffrey Lane is an experienced presentation and storytelling coach with years of experience as a trainer for public speaking and presentation skills. He's worked with leaders from a wide variety of organizations, helping them create successful presentations, bids, and tenders using the ancient art of storytelling. Jeffrey creates boardroom credibility through both his personal facilitation style and through successes like being the winning speech coach behind the Vancouver 2010 Winter Olympic. All right, Jeffrey, I am so happy that you're here because, first of all, because of your experience and because of what you do, and I know that this is going to be valuable because every small business owner at some point does some networking. And in networking events, we are being asked to say who we are and what we do. And most people don't know how to answer that question in a authentic, grabbing manner, or in a manner that actually does something positive, not only for me as the person who says who I am and what I do, but also for the other people to stay engaged. And so I am glad that you're going to help us with that today.
Yes, the dreaded
elevator speech, right?
You know, and really, that's wrong in the sense right away. It's not a speech. Yeah. It's a mini pitch. It's a teaser. It's a hook. It's a grabber. It's something to get you, the listener, to come to me and say, tell me more about that.
Tell me more, exactly.
So it's not even a speech.
But
and it should never be done in an elevator.
And we get bored. Yes, that's right.
Never be done in an elevator. Well, two things. First of all, you know, I prepared based on one of your questions, which what's a bad?
Yes.
What's a bad? So I actually have to read it because I had a lot of trouble with this because I could write a bad one, get a bad one. So
yes.
Anyway,
so you had to work hard to create a bad one.
I had to work hard to create this bad one. So here it is. This is a bad pitch. I'm a career counselor. I hold a master's degree in education, have 5 years of experience in career development. And me, I go, who cares?
Yes, exactly.
I've worked for a non-profit career center and I'm a certified teacher. So what? I believe that career coaching can be a catalyst to change your life. Are you asleep yet?
Yes.
See, it's not,
I'm gone.
It's all about the person. They're telling me. I am so important, you should listen to me.
Yes.
But they don't speak to the listener.
Yeah.
They don't make a connection.
Yeah.
They don't throw a line out there. They don't make what we call a pitch to get the interest.
Yeah.
So I had some fun writing some one-liners for you.
Nice. Love it.
Some one-liners.
Yes.
And people go, one line for an
intro or
for an intro or a pitch? Sure. Let's say an Avon representative.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And everybody knows the name Avon, so she doesn't have to do a branding or marketing statement.
Yeah.
But she could say, I love making people beautiful.
Yes.
All right? Or I make people beautiful.
Yeah.
And just leave it like that, and people go, huh? Oh, tell me about that.
Tell me more.
Can I? Yeah. Right? So, because it's inviting.
And notice that what you're saying now, what I'm taking from that, just from that one-liner, is it's not about the what or the who, It's about the why and the purpose behind the why, so
That's
that
it.
I am engaged. Like, huh? How can she make me look more beautiful or feel more beautiful, right?
Right. It's how I can help you.
That's right.
It's what I can bring to you. This one I played around. It's like, imagine I'm a business coach. I can help you get more clients to know what you do and to work with.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So it's a, no, but here's my favorite. I kind of have fun with this because I was getting really cheeky and kind of brain dead early this morning after talking to Montreal at 6 a.m. my time,
Yes.
9 a.m. their time. Anyway, so Canada Revenue Agency, right? Or in the United States, it's called Inland Revenue Service.
Okay.
Right? So here's a one-liner for them. I'm a government fundraiser. I thought it was good. I don't know. Is it good? Right? You have to think about that one.
Yes, yes.
Right?
Totally. Like, oh, brainwave.
I'm a government. So if you met, I don't know about you, but I have a certain, when I hear the word Inland Revenue or Canada Revenue
Yes.
Agency, it's kind of like,
A little pinch.
oh, I don't know. But that would break the ice
Totally.
completely for me.
Absolutely.
I'm a government fundraiser. Oh, okay. What's that? Oh, well, I work for the Inland Revenue Service.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. At least I know the person's got a sense of humor.
Yeah.
You know, it's not serious. A really good pitch is not serious. It's got several elements to it.
Yeah.
And obviously, sometimes a one-liner can be just too glib.
Yeah.
But it always needs to be focused on you, the person that is at the other end,
The other end.
listener.
Yeah. And you know, I think we're a lot more savvy in understanding that when we write a website or a blog, for example, even though there's a lot of we syndrome out there on websites, right? Like, we do this, we do that, we're good at this, we're good at that. Websites, content really are driven that way. But more and more people are learning to really sell, not the pill anymore, but the relief, and really address your viewer or your listener or your prospect client, address their issues so that they understand. So if you view your pitch or your elevator pitch the same way as that, as opposed to, you know, it's all about me and you must know everything that I do, if you make it about the other person, is what you're saying, it's
Absolutely.
a lot more engaging.
And it invites interaction. It invites dialogue. It invites connection.
That's right.
If you give, a background and do an entire biography,
Yeah.
people go, oh,
And who
okay,
cares?
who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah.
I don't want to know that.
Yeah.
What I do want to know is, how can you help me and who have you helped in the past?
Right.
So if I know how you can help me, and then I talk a little bit about who I've worked with.
Yeah. In examples, giving examples.
True examples,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Then people can see themselves in that example and connect that way.
That's right.
Yeah. So the question that we should answer for ourselves when we prepare a pitch isn't who I am and what I do, but it's what I have to say. Why would people care? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you care about what I'm about to say here in my one-liner or two-liner? Correct?
And, you know, they give you 60 seconds to do it. Well, be dramatic and do less than 15 or 20 or 30 seconds. And do it with such clarity. The thing is that when you have developed your little pitch, you need to rehearse it. You need to practice it. Don't keep changing it. Learn it, react, give it character, it's a mini performance.
Right.
And people think,
I
well,
like that, a mini performance.
Performance? What am I talking about, a performance? I'm a business person.
Yeah.
At the moment you stand up and you are speaking in front of people, they're going to judge you and your business on the delivery as well. So tone, pitch, energy, focus, all matter in 30 seconds
In 30
or less.
seconds. Well, think about an advertising on TV, right?
So here's a couple of points that you need to remember. The first thing is, how do you make life better for the listener?
Yeah.
Second, how are you qualified to help? Establishes credibility. How has your background prepared you for this? Talks a little bit about your story. And why do you do what you do? You know, if I know that you care and you're passionate about it, I'm more likely to come and talk to you. So one of the things that I've noticed is that people, when they go to do their elevator story or short pitch, is they change who they are. They become somebody different.
Yes.
They suddenly puff up or buff up.
Have a different voice even, like they change their voice.
They don't even notice that they're doing it.
Yeah.
And it's usually because they've seen somebody else who impressed them, and so they're copying them.
Yeah.
And it's an unconscious response to the stimulus of, oh God, I'm on.
I'm on, yes.
It's now me.
Yeah.
And so then they abandon themselves and they try and be someone else. You know, be authentic or die is kind of like one.
Yeah.
Authenticity. And people say, well, what's that? Well, just as you and I are having a conversation, live and real here, imagine that when you get up to do your elevator pitch or your short story or whatever you want to call it, that you're talking to somebody in your living room or perhaps in your office. It's a conversation, not a speech.
Yeah.
Never use the word elevator speech. Bury it, burn it. It is
I like that.
a little mini story that connects you to me.
At some point I remember we had a blog post and a LeapTV episode that actually it was entitled "Nobody Likes Plastic Flowers." And I think that applies here because it's true, right? We don't want to suddenly be a total different person or a different character. We have to remain ourselves because at the end of the day, that's the only difference that we have from another coach. Me, you behind the camera, and we all are very different. And if we don't stick to that unique difference, then we blend in with other people, and then we lose the essence of who we are, right? And then we go into the mode of like when I say that a lot to my clients, you sound like a marketing lingo right now. Like you sound like a well-crafted marketing paragraph.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I want this.
I want real.
Yes, I want real.
I want real too. It's amazing to me the number of times, because as you know, I prepare teams to do pitches.
Correct.
And these are sometimes highly educated software engineers, or occasionally it's architects or engineers. They have 5-6 years post-university education. They have tons of experience. And you get them up, and suddenly they become somebody else.
Yeah.
The conversation I was having with them before doesn't look real, doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
And the more that you can relax yourself internally to just be yourself, the more that you're loved, the more the connection takes place. In the end, if all the technical aspects of any presentation or any pitch is all the same, it has to do with likability. And the only way we establish likability is I've got to show up. I've got to be authentic.
That's right.
For you to know whether or not you would like me.
Yeah.
So the perfect pinstripe and pants or the perfect blouse pressed with and done up tight doesn't impress.
Yeah.
What does impress is you can wear all that if
and
you're
be
real.
Real. Exactly.
That's
and
the
be
hidden
real.
element. Be real.
Okay. Thank you so much for the gems, the insights, and for keeping it in plain English, right? Keeping it simple, because I know that there's at least 1 or 2 things here that are going to strike a chord with you guys out there. And really, again, I think the biggest thing that I will remember from what we've talked about here today is show up and be real. And I was just earlier talking with you about the camera lens, right? Me looking at the camera lens, there's not a lot of energy coming back to me. And that's the difficult part for me, is to stay me and show up as me while talking at dead air, or Danielle behind the camera, right? Thank God she's there for that. But keeping it real, keeping it simple, and making sure that it's not all about you. In fact, it's about why would other people care. So I hope that you will come back again, because I know that we've barely scratched the surface on this subject.
Yeah, I'd be happy to come back.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, Leapers, here's what we would love to know. We would love for you to write down below this video at leaptv.com as a comment your pitches. We would love to see them. And who knows? Maybe we'll actually comment and help. We might do that, right?
We might do that.
performance tip is about creating a winning business or service proposal. So if you go to myleaptools.com under the business building category, you will find the tutorial called Creating a Winning Proposal right there for you. Now, listen up, people. If you offer a service or even a product, at some point or another, you are going to have to create a proposal. Most people call it a quote. I will discourage you from calling it a quote because a quote makes it all about money as opposed to about the value and the expertise that you bring on the table. See, it's not about the technicalities of what you do that's important. Anybody can do this. It's about what you, precisely your expertise, it's about what you bring to the table, and you can't communicate that effectively if all you have is a quote with a whole bunch of numbers. The biggest thing for me that I would like to convey today is take the time to reiterate your client's objectives. A client needs to feel heard and understood in order for them to see the value. See, you're not selling the pill, you're selling the relief, but you need to actually explain to your clients what you're actually relieving. That way, they're not just skimming down and looking at the number and going, oh, that's way too much money. They're actually seeing what this proposal is solving for them, and they feel like, in fact, they would want to say more, I would love to work with you regardless of price. So don't make it all about money, make it about what they're wanting to solve, and reiterate the objectives to make sure that they know that you got it. Now, for the full tutorial, again, just go to myleaptools.com and find the tutorial called Creating a Winning Proposal, because I go through the tutorial teaching you what to do, what not to do, why to do this, why not to do this, to create something that's going to get you a lot more money in the door. Hey, if you're not a MyLeapTools member, you are missing out on the opportunity to pick this girl's brain right here on a monthly basis. I've created live Q&A calls exclusively designed for MyLeapTools members. So, what are you waiting for? This code right here will give you 2 free months on your yearly membership. Did you dig this week's episode? If you did, spread that love around. But don't forget to add your 2 cents below this video at leaptv.com. Would love to hear from you. All right, that's what I had to share in this week's episode. Remember, everything you've learned here today will do zippo for you, unless, of course, you implement it. So do yourself a favor and implement at least one thing you've learned here today. And remember, it is much easier to do it than it is to dwell on it. I'm Isabelle Mercier, and I would love for you to connect with me via Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Join me again for next episode where I'm going to share lots more tips, tools, and insights to help you perform like never before. See you next time. This episode of LeapTV is made possible by myleaptools.com. Hey, I've got an audience. Okay.
All right.
Well, one-liner or stories?
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
your one-line stories.
What do we call it?
So,
What is it?
try your
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Just keep it simple.
Did you see me hanging?
Yeah.
That was
All right.
cool. You see, I got you.
There. The fog.
I got you right in.
Hey, you know what? Earlier I short-circuited. But truly, I was like, and my lips, like I went like that. I'm like, what the hell was that? Ah! All right, let's go.
We're rolling.
All right.